Welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 453.
I
The
was just before we started gonna say I like your park hoodie, your Park Williams hoodie,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was just looking at her totally tubular pattern, the new vest one,
Yes, with the
and I
turtleneck.
even like skeined some yarn for it.
Ooh, that's fun. What's the yarn?
It's the Loft, Woolfolk, Luft,
Mm,
Luft.
got it. Yeah, yeah. No, I like it. It's like my favorite travel hoodie.
Mhm.
And it's because it's a nice blend of like cotton and wool, right?
Yeah,
So that's part of, but then also like, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about being able to put your hood up and, and escape, right?
yeah,
Escapism while you're traveling. Um, but yeah, I love yours as well. I've been looking at all of her blooms,
yes.
autumn bloom and summer bloom, and now she's got a vest and a cardigan, right?
Yes, yeah, color work is also in my future, but in
Hmm.
whips you'll see that, well, just now I posted to Instagram a picture of a test knit I was doing. And so I have some stuff needle adjacent that I want to do test knits. And I feel
Hmm.
like I lost the train of my thought, but that's fine. Moving on.
Color work was the train
Yeah.
of your thought. Also love the earrings. Also love the earrings. We're gonna kick it off with some like affirming of our wardrobe
Choices.
choices
Yeah.
this week. I think if you are wearing something on the other side of the screen that you look fabulous as well. I hope you're wearing something. Let's not go there.
I see now you're talking to them. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, yeah, no, it's definitely like fall-ish here, like in the mornings and the evenings, it's getting a little
Yes.
cooler. I'm trying to ascertain whether or not some of the what delayed us earlier this week with some of my um illness is related to like all the leaves and crispy stuff or ragweed or what's going on and whether or not it's I've never tested, knock on wood, positive for COVID, but I don't know if I'm just somebody that like doesn't shed the virus,
Hmm.
right? So we've definitely had circles that have intersected with ours where people have been like, yeah, my kid tested positive for COVID. It's 'tis the season, right? It's the
Hmm.
everybody's back to school, everybody's sharing their germs. So
Gotta
yeah.
get used to having fringe, adjusting it.
Yeah, nice, nice. New look. Who dis?
Yeah, exactly. It's been so many years at the
Yeah.
the previous
I
haircut.
I
Yeah.
was traumatized by growing it out, and so I have a very long memory, apparently. So anytime I think about getting bangs or fringe, I'm like, but do you remember like how I mean, I have the forehead for it. Like I definitely like bangs are definitely yeah, help with my forehead, but yeah, I think that that's all the chitty chat that I've got.
Okay,
Um
awesome.
I do want to give a heads up that like next week I will be traveling again. Speaking of a knit that I love to
Mhm.
take with me while I travel. But we'll see whether or not we can do something later in the week rather than earlier in
Okay.
the week. And again, or it'll just be a further week.
Right.
Or yeah, the next week, a further week. That's a fun way to say it. We've been watching Chaos on Netflix, Kaos, with Jeff
Mhm.
Goldblum about the Greek gods, and I feel
Yeah.
like they say things kind of interestingly, and I'm finding myself saying things interestingly. Although I'm trying to make Vero a thing, like the kids say, like on God or whatever. Like Vero actually means like truthfulness or like actually. So yeah, truth, Vero.
Okay.
Anyway. Amy's like, I haven't watched it, Megan.
I think I've seen one episode and I was like, oh, that was bizarre. I like Solar Opposites though. So,
Hmm.
that's on Hulu. It's really fun. So, and weird. So I have no room to talk. Just
Choose your
didn't
weird.
take
Choose
that
your
one.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Um,
Yeah, no, still incoming. I know a lot of people have asked the new ZKN, sorry, Patreon, support us membership is a coming. I'm starting to configure it, and so be on the lookout there. Sorry for the delay. Life has just gotten very busy and interesting. And so yeah,
right.
we've got you covered. Don't worry. And don't worry about ZK either. Those signups will come shortly thereafter. So
Yep. We just wanted to make sure the Zcan thing was settled and communicated before we put anything into the signups. But if you are a vendor or you know of a vendor that would like to sign up, the Save the Date has a link to the vendor application. So you're welcome to go out there and apply to vend. We'll be happy to have you. And yeah, it's been fun to see them rolling in. Lots of great people. And
yeah.
there's yarn over this weekend. That snuck up on me so fast. I don't know if I'm going, but I'm excited that it's here. It's this time of year. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, kind of have to mind shift. In the past, Yarn Over has always been right before our event.
yes,
So
it
yeah,
was in
yeah, but
April
they
for the
changed.
longest time.
Yeah. All right, ready to talk about whips?
Yep. So I have a sock. It's just a plain sock right now. You know,
Ooh,
choose your own adventure heel will be coming shortly. But this is, I think it's Valkyrie fibers. So really, really pretty.
mhm. Are you feeling
Bright
like the colors are
and
true
very
to that? It's
masculine.
a very pretty color combination. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very masculine. I like it. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
And also like Halloween, kind of Octoberish.
Oh yes, very fall, very of the season. But and they came in gobstoppers. So pretty.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. We love a good gobstopper. And then I have my second active whip here is the Stromboli. So
I
I
love it.
have made it in this super variegated, but you know, mostly one tone of
Yeah, it's
color.
handling it.
Yeah. And it's northbound knitting that I purchased at Eat Sleep Knit. And I'm doing it for the Stromboli knit along that's going on right now.
I
So
didn't know
that's
that there
the
was fully knit
bag.
along going.
Yeah, for Eat Sleep Knitters,
Oh, okay.
it's not through Caitlin Hunter or anything, I don't think.
That
That's who
whip
wrote
looks
this, right?
familiar. Yeah.
Yep.
Very
And
pretty.
then so now I'm on the front. I've got a couple more repeats of the pattern before I get to do the shaping through the neck. I have enough to do like a small sleeve. I don't plan on doing much more than a cap sleeve or, a small sleeve. I have a feeling that it's just going to block into a nice t-shirt for me. So that's what I plan on doing. And I'm going
There's
to
quite a
back
bit
up.
of drop sleeve to it, but yeah.
No, of course. Right.
Hmm.
I don't, I think I'm going to stop at that t-shirt length and not go full sweater for it.
Cool. Love it.
Mhm. And then something that I haven't been able to show off for a while, I've got my blanket here.
Woo.
So
Pretty, pretty. How is
I've
that as
only
wide
got,
as it's getting?
yeah, I
Or is
mean
it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
it's quite large and getting, but the width and length is done, and I'm starting to fill in to the rectangle. And what did I want to say? Oh, I have over 80 squares now, so I'm on the home stretch. And it's always nice when you're going like, oh, I only have to do 5 squares of this color or whatever. I think I'm on 7, but whatever. 5
Yeah.
is coming soon, right?
Hmm.
And then that should make it go a lot um, potato chippy.
Huh.
Towards the middle there, I had to do 9 big squares to get the full length of the that was just kind of like okay, I did too, and set
Mhm.
it down. But I think if I have, I don't know, it's closer to the end, I could probably force myself into doing like four, um, and then
Yeah,
putting it down. So
I completely get that. I completely get that. And that's we've kind of modified some of the entrelac and key shawl um
yeah,
techniques to create a blanket versus a rectangular shawl or a triangular shawl. We're making a full rectangle, right?
yeah,
Yeah, love it. Those are such great. What is the yarn again? Remind me.
it's a Cascade superwash. I wish it was a softer wool. I
Mhm.
feel like it's a little more rustic um than maybe Justin would like, but it's going to be so warm and cozy that hopefully that overshadows the rustic, because I've made a sweater out of this yarn and I saw him wear it like twice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an indication that something about it is kind of not his favorite. So I did pull it from his closet and we'll ask him here shortly, hey, did you mean to leave this home to
Yeah.
take it to college?
Blankets
But
aren't as much next to skin as sweaters, right?
oh, that's true. And by the time you need a blanket, or want a blanket, it being wool is going to overweigh the perceived scratchiness. And again, I don't think that this wool has a prickle factor. That it's just not merino. It's
Mhm.
just not that super
So,
super soft. Um, because I have one of these that I made a lap blanket in this exact yarn and interlock and key, so the same density, and I use it all the time in the winter, and it's just gotten softer. And I have a feeling once this makes it through the wash, it will, you know, soften and bloom. But yeah, it's not that instant gratification of making it in a merino.
yeah.
But that would have been twice the money, so we're not doing that. It was
Also,
already a
like,
lot.
yeah, you're sending this to college with a teenage boy.
Right. It needs to be sturdy. It needs to be hardy.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I get it. I get it.
But yep, and that's it for my whips. I have one needle adjacent up here where I wound up a single ply for the next quarter's challenge for Eat Sleep Knit, and I'm going to make this into a newspaper from
Ooh,
Hohi. Uh, so I
very
think
pretty.
that, yeah, and I think it'll be really pretty. I want the gray on top and the pink underneath, and I think that that would be so pretty. But I know she has it alternating in the pattern so that the pink would be in the front as well. So I think I'm going to start the pattern with the gray in the front, and then when I get to a certain point, I'll decide if I want to keep going with gray in the front or if I'll switch.
Yeah. It's really potato chippy in that way.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, it's fun to have it switch. And then there's always the option. You have to play around with the neck a little bit, but you can wear it inside out, I guess. So yeah,
If I decide I like the pink. No, I'm
yeah,
I'm going either gray or I'm gonna do the alternating because
got
I
it.
I like the look of it. Um, yeah, chances are I'm gonna go with the pink ending up in the front a little bit.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you'll recognize some of the same whips. So I did cast on Stromboli back when I was super excited about it as well.
Oh my
I am
goodness.
doing a long sleeve. So this is Fresh Pickle is the colorway from Pearl Soho and their linen quill.
Mm.
So it does have a little veg matter in it. It's alpaca and what is it? Alpaca, 50% Highland wool, 35% alpaca, 15% linen.
The veg
And so I
matter is
do,
high as linen.
yeah, I don't know. Like some of it, it's just, yeah, I don't know if you can see that or
Yeah.
not. But I'm finding these all over now, like, right? Like I've picked them out and some of the more tuftier ones. So yeah, I've finished a sleeve. The other sleeve is in progress. I did the sleeves in tandem for a bit because the sleeve was very voluminous when because she's written it to be short sleeve and then you can just extend it. Like the sleeve was really voluminous up towards the top. Again, that dropped sleeve has a really nice or low arm size. So then when you're picking up all of those stitches. So I did do some decreases that the pattern didn't necessarily write up. And then I stopped. And then instead of doing them in tandem, then I just finished one and did the other. But like you, I feel like this is really going to block into a really nice, like, yeah, t-shirty with that linen in there, right? It's not going to be overwhelming with the lace. It's not all of that heavy, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, really enjoyed the Stromboli. Excited to see yours with the short sleeves. Mine definitely
Mine is
has long.
mine is mainly a yarn constraint. I only have the two balls. So I started with that intention because I knew I wouldn't have enough to make a longer sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I had 4 of this. So same, right? Like the opposite of yarn constrained. I was like, well, I might as well make the sleeves on this, right? And have it be like a more of a cooler weather knit. And definitely love this green and the fact that it's called pickle makes me really happy. But yeah, really potato chippy knit pad,
Oh,
fake
agreed.
cable. Yeah, like it was just like go, go, go. And then I cast on my Rhinebeck sweater. So my Rhinebeck roomies, we are all making and I was really feeling what you were saying about Justin's blanket, like really kind of crunchy wool. So this is Barrett Wool Co. and they're Wisconsin spun.
Mm.
And then this one is an unprocessed BFL
Oh,
from Crux Fibers. It's hard to describe, but it's like, it's got a different hand feel. Crux Fibers out of Canada. Untreated blue BFL from Crux Fiber. And then yeah, the Barrett Wool Co. Wisconsin Woolen Spun. But we've all got this same contrast color, and then we're all using a different main color. So
okay.
yeah, the color work was definitely when you were like, oh, color work's calling my name. Yes, it is. I'm a little worried about the neck width and what I'm
Oh,
going to be able to
mhm.
do with it there. And then I did the recommended 8 inches of positive ease. So if you're looking at it and you're going
Okay.
like, wow, that's going to be a big sweater. It is. It's going to have a lot of positive
And
ease.
that's kind of on the high end of ease for you,
It
your
is.
personal preferences. Yeah.
It is. But I'm like thinking back to some of my past sweaters that I've worn. It's nice to be able to layer without feeling like
Mhm.
you're like a sausage in it.
Yeah.
So really kind of hoping that I can add additional layers underneath it if needed. That said, now that I've got it, it'll be a warm one. And I won't need all of the layers, but sometimes it's nice to have like cooler or like for warmer weather layers underneath them as
Mhm.
well. Very, very potato chippy. And again, I don't know if you can see some of the color
Beautiful.
variation in the,
Mhm.
um, but it's a good contrast. It's a good contrast. That said, I think this is maybe the 3rd or 4th Barrett Woolco, color work sweater that I've done on the hand while you're knitting it. You're like, oh, this is kind of crunchy. But it washes up really
Um,
nice. And it's really great for color work, as you can see. Like it,
yes. Yeah. I definitely still wear a t-shirt under my Barrett uh, Wisconsin spun
mhm,
items, but still very light and airy and smushy. So you're just, I don't know, it feels cozy even though you have that
mhm.
need for an extra layer.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. So yeah, it's now it's just the boring part. I binged the fun part. This is the Azor sweater is a really interesting construction. You do some short, I'm not giving away too much here, but you do some short rows before you do the color work. You do some short rows after you do the color work. And then this is like a circular yoke, but then you do a little bit of some raglan shaping after you finish the circular yoke, which was interesting and new to me. I had not done that before. So yeah,
I think I have done that before, but I'm not sure which pattern it was.
we'll see how it fits. I've got a lot of room for it to fit to fit well. And then yeah, I've got some more leftover yarn. This was from Berry Fun,
Mm.
and some leftover yarn from I think this was Marigold Jen, in one of her colorways, like Yoshi, I believe, that
Mm.
went into the blanket. I had a little bit left over, so I'm striping it in another, partying it up and getting down. Haven't mailed off the other socks to the dear daughter or the darling daughter yet, and I'm already making some other ones. So maybe I should wait and make sure that.
You really
Thanks,
are
Mom. Yeah.
comfort knitting.
Yes, yes, for sure. And that it's traveling, right? This will travel with
Yes.
me. Where the sweater with yeah, lots of yarn and needing to be taken along will probably not. But yeah, hoping to finish up some of the whips, feeling a little like there's so many needles, which is odd for me. And finished up the shawl that I cast on last week. It's a block away, but I'm not going to show it to you. I'll wait until it's an FO. And already been looking at, kind of like you, needle adjacent, have caked up some yarn to make a Mabel by Hohi.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
Um,
Yeah, I
it's
signed up for a test knit that I saw a gal. Oh, it's the lady who did the poet sweaters.
oh,
She was making a poet hat and then two other sweaters that she was calling for test knitters. The time frames on it were aggressive. So on one of them, I said, I don't think I can make it, because she had a question at the end, do you think you could actually do this? and then and then the other one was the only requirement was that you got through the top part of the sweater. And I was like, oh, I could do that. So I applied for that one. And I found like the most perfect green yarn that I'm so excited to cast on. So yeah, needle adjacent projects all over the place. I do want to get the Stromboli done because it is a KAL. So that's my only sweater whip right now, trying to get through it. And also trying to get through the blanket. So that's also getting heavy, project work. The sock is the one that it's like, well, only if I'm like in that weird area where I can't do the potato chippy lace, or I'm, any moment now I'm going to be going to a place where I need to read the pattern. But that hasn't been that often with that pattern, surprisingly, right? It's very potato chippy. I memorized it
you
and
did
then
you lengthen the torso at all?
two or three repeats.
I think I
Two or
did like six, but again, I've got a
oh,
really long torso and I felt like it was extremely short.
yeah, when you get through the 8, I was like, there's no way. Even blocking this, no. So I think I went to where it was going to measure 12 inches pre-blocked. Um, and
Yeah,
so
there's the
post-block
potential for mine that it will be extremely long with like the alpaca and the weight of
yeah.
it kind of pulling it down. But like, I think I prefer that to feeling very short. So,
Right now
and I'm
that
not
I'm
in any danger of, yeah,
Yeah.
running out of
Now that
yarn.
I'm knitting the top and seeing where I am and how much yarn I have, I could have done like 2 more repeats. I just think that I was ready to stop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, yeah. Now that I'm through with the length of the top, it feels like it's not long.
Yeah, yeah, that's the hard part about bottom up sweaters,
Right.
that I don't enjoy with me and my long torso, but it is nice, yeah, to get to the top and have that be less knitting, right?
Yeah. And it was like, no, this feels like it's the same amount. Like, because I think it's 8 repeats, eight
Yeah,
repeats below, 8 repeats above. And I'm like, oh, so my bottom is a little better. I think it's 10, 11 repeats. So we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
So
I'm
blocking
sure your
makes things
lace will block
happy.
out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas mine, I'll just be like, no, you don't need to be any longer. You can be wider if you want. Yeah.
For
So
sure.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I hope everybody is enjoying hope maybe some cool mornings and cool evenings and that the fall the fall weather is finding you, or at least the fall spirit, because I do
For
enjoy
sure.
sweater
The
weather. Yeah.
leaves are changing, right? Even if it doesn't feel like fall, the leaves are changing.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Ayuvta. All right.